Huh. What is going on with Twitch? It says I'm offline. I'm clearly not offline. It's not my. It's not. It's just my channel. Oh, there we go. Now we're back. Well, that was interesting. We lost everyone. Let's give them a second to see if they come back. Oh, that's a bummer. I was just introducing my favorite game of the whole session.
It says, looks like there's 6 that are still viewing.
All right. Looks like I just got one back up. We'll snooze that. All right. Let's see. Is the chat back? Chatters, are you back? And we're back. Excellent.
Well,
actually, that was
I
you.
don't see a feed. Yeah, that was me. I still don't see a feed.
I am seeing a feed.
Okay.
Unless I'm looking at something that's old. No, it says live. Sec. Yeah, no, it's live.
Okay. Maybe my stuff is just delayed.
Try refreshing.
That's what I'm doing now.
I see 2 people now. Let me see who's actually on.
Yep,
I see you and Frog. Let's give it a second, see if it... We had like 7 or 8 viewers.
Yeah.
Stupid. You back, Frog? Alright, we got 4 people now. Sec. Let people catch up. Are we all back? I see 4 people, but I haven't seen any chat response. I use a secondary restream to restream it. I'm wondering if that's what the problem was. All right, excellent. I'm back. All right. So I don't know where we left up, where people got left off. So I'll go back a little bit. So I was talking about Castaway, which is a stranded game. Oh, sound. I have sound off, but I see. Okay. I see that sound is working. So Castaway is basically a stranded game. It's a Morkborg. This is the Stranded, which is the solo play for Castaway. And then we have Bugboard, which is basically a bug. You're a bug. That's it. It's not anything special. You're a bug. And last but not least, I got to play this. This is called Raccoon Sky Pirates. So what this game is you're playing a raccoon. You're playing raccoons. who have created a ship, and you are going to collect junk throughout the city. And you have 6 or 7 different spots where you can collect junk. So you fly your ship to that spot. Once you get to that spot, you have to then find your way into the house to collect something that you've chosen that you must have. And then what's interesting about this is you basically say what you're going to do, and then you roll a d12. And each character has a list of things that actually happen. So I was playing a raccoon that was like aggressive and think Wolverine, but as a raccoon. And I rolled once, and it came up with you put a hole in something. Literally, you put a hole in something. It's not like that's all it was. And what happens is you have 3 adjectives that you're supposed to declare which adjective you're using before you roll. And based on those adjectives, it's either helpful or it's hurtful. So if I say, so that my character had strong, aggressive, and YOLOs, you only live once. And what happens is if you choose the right adjective or adverb for the role, then it's helpful. If you don't, it becomes unhelpful. And then you have these cards which allow you to override that unhelpfulness, but it creates more complications for you later in the game.
Okay.
So it's really interesting, and we're going to be playing this on the channel too. I just don't know when.
So what happened with this big hole you created?
So it was a helpful scenario. So what I said was we were flying the ship. So I said that my foot fell through the ship. Our ship was a Volkswagen Bug that was propelled by magnets that had a trash can cannon for a weapon. So somebody was steering the ship. I said that I was going to go over there and help him steer. Instead, when I rolled, I put a hole in something. So I put my foot through the floor, and I grabbed his tail and yanked, and he happened to steer the ship in the right direction as I pulled him forward. It's a really interesting game. I'm excited to play it because it's really it's very improv based. So if you're not willing to do improv, it's not going to be fun. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. So I liked it enough, so I bought it. I was only going to buy this stuff, and then I played this game, and I'm like, oh, I have to own it. So that's what I bought at PAX. There was many, many things that I wanted that I couldn't afford. They had some. There was this studio called Lavarian Studios, and they had these amazing. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me pull them up on their website, because they're amazing, and I should show them off. I'm sorry, it's called Lethal Shadows, not Lavarian. I was thinking Lethal Shadows. Okay, let me switch this over so everybody can see. This is what they are like. Some of these are super amazingly detailed miniatures.
Yeah.
And they were just so beautiful.
And then I like the bust idea that they have for some of their creature or for some of their miniatures as well.
And they had some painted ones, professionally painted, and they were so pretty. I'm like, I really want them. But I definitely could not afford. I couldn't afford them at this time, not with not having a job. Um, had I had a job, I would have ended up with like $100 worth of these. Um, because they're just so pretty. Like they're very pretty. Um, like the 7-headed dragon here, Terror.
Yeah, the detail for a lot of these as I'm looking at them are just gorgeous.
They're just gorgeous.
And even their tokens. Um, oh, they were coasters. They weren't tokens. Okay.
And they're unique. Like there's unique things about them. They're not just your standard like orc or your standard elf or your standard tiefling. Like there's unique things about their characters
Right,
that
like
they
the one
have.
that zombie that you just passed that's crawling out of the ground.
Right, exactly. Where did I pass him?
He's further down.
Yeah, there he goes. Like he's coming out of the ground. Like he's not just like standing there.
Mm-hmm.
They're just beautiful stuff. I was very impressed with them. I'm gonna try to get. I got their CEO info. I'm gonna try to get somebody on the channel to talk about their modeling process and what they do. So we're gonna try to get them on as a talk. Because I really was impressed with their stuff. And then like their paint jobs were amazing. If you take a look at their gallery,
Mm-hmm.
they literally was painted this way. Like, this Tiamat, I saw they wanted $1,500 for it. But tell you, man, it was well worth it.
I say it looks very pretty.
But yeah, so it was. They were beautifully painted, better than I could ever do. Let's put it that way. This Cthulhu model was roughly about this big. Unpainted, it was about $35, which wasn't bad. Painted, it was like $195.
Wow.
Which is all to them. If they're hiring these really professional painters, which they did, they should pay them properly. So
yeah, that's what I was just looking at was those coasters.
They didn't have the coasters there. I might have bought a coaster had I seen them.
Yeah, it looks like they're slate coasters. I'm assuming they're leather etching. They're laser etching some of that stuff.
I'm assuming.
But I mean, just as with their miniatures, they're just very pretty.
They're very pretty.
Well done.
I was very impressed with their work. What else did I see? Oh, I went and talked to the Spider-Man games people. Because they have this really cool new thing that they're calling the digital level up. So I don't know if you know about Spider-Man games. Spider-Man games makes a something they call level up. It's basically a gaming platform that you can put your game on top of so that you can play. So there's a tier to your table so you can play up here but still have room for your books and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I backed their stuff and I backed it and I got it and it works great. It's completely collapsible. You can carry it with you. It's amazing. Well, they have a new digital version which hooks to any standard television,
Mm.
and it basically spreads out like an X behind your TV,
Yeah.
and it has those same standards, so you can lay it down and you can put your minis on it.
Right.
But what was cool about it is then when you're done, you can close up the foot pedals and then hang it back up on the wall.
So with the level up still on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it makes it
Okay.
quick and easy. So when you're ready to play, you just
Right.
take it off the wall and put it on your table. When you're done, you put it back on the
Bring it
wall.
back up and yeah.
Unfortunately, they were a little upset this week, and because they had ordered a lot of dice that were supposed to be centered. The Dragon Eye was supposed to be, it was Dragon Eye dice, and they were
Right.
all supposed to be centered on the 20, on the 10, on the 6, and that type of thing. And they were all off center. And they were supposed to be really nice and clear, and they weren't nice and clear. So they're in a big fight with the manufacturer of that. I'm not the only one they told, so that's why I'm willing to say that.
Always rough when your production doesn't come out like you want it to, or like you expect it to. Especially if
Exactly.
you've had a lot of good, if you've had quality control going on before that, and then you get, yeah.
And you were told specifically by the manufacturer that they will be 100% centered, and
Yeah.
they weren't. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
What else happened? Let me go through my business cards because that's usually a good indicator of what I found. There was a company there that was making a game called Amber Wind.
Amber Wind.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar for some reason.
AmberWindGame.com. I didn't get too heavy into it. But it's very OGL from what I saw. Like it was very like old school in its thought process. I grabbed their card because I wanted to get them on it to talk about it.
Yeah, there's a hero manual that's downloadable as well to kind of take a look at.
Yeah. Let me see what else. Chronosphere, we already talked about. North Dice Dungeon. That's pretty much it as far as like major things that were important that I saw. So as far as the games I played the Raccoon Sky Pirates, which was fun. I did 3 different playtests of my game. And if you don't know my game, you can get the quick starter right there. But it's basically a D12 system that allows you to do that has a boon and bane and a pool system, and the pool system's used for hit points on top of boosting the roll and using it to cast spells and cast not really cast spells, to use powers and abilities. So a lot of people had fun with that, so that was a lot of fun. I did play an Alien RPG. And I was totally not disappointed in the system, but the people I played with, they were heavy gamers. And they kept thinking outside of everything, and they weren't. It was just a bad overall. They kept steamrolling the DM and like overtaking when he tried to talk, they would overtake him. I don't blame the DM. I don't know if I would have been able to control these guys. They were all friends.
Right.
So it was a bad scenario. But the game, mechanically, I think the Alien RPG is amazing. It's basically it's a dice pool system, basically. So if you have like pilot, say, I don't even know if pilot was a thing, but basically you would roll your wits and pilot. So you'd have like 4 wits and 3 pilot. You would roll 7, and any 6s count as a success. If you get no successes, you can do what you can call push the dice. And if you push the dice, you take a stress level. But you're able to re-roll everything with 1 extra die. As long as that die doesn't come up as 1, that extra die doesn't come up as 1, you're successful if you get 6s.
Right.
So it was a neat system. I really enjoyed the system. I did not enjoy the people I played with. And for me to say that, they were really bad, because I tend to enjoy playing with everyone. But it was to the point where I actually told the DM, I have something else I have to go. I'm sorry. And I left the table. That's how bad I actually hated playing with these people. So yeah, that was my PAX experience after walking 70,000 some odd steps. My feet are still killing me. Because not only did we walk around PAX, but when we took the subway, we still had like 3 blocks to our B&B, so we had extra walking on top. Amazing cosplays. I saw a cosplay that was in Animal Crossing. There's the yellow dog character. She's like she's very fluffy and kind and considerate. Well, this person put her with the Doom guy's armor. It was amazing. There was some really amazing cosplays. I wish I could have got more pictures, but they all came out on Saturday, and Saturday I decided not to take my camera. Which was dumb. I should have taken my camera, but because I knew they were all coming out, but it was heavy. I just was done carrying stuff at that point.
You'd already had in 60,000 steps.
Yeah, I was done carrying stuff. It was... So, I had a lot of fun, but it was also very disappointing that the big names, Sony wasn't there, Microsoft wasn't there, Ubisoft wasn't there. Even the smaller companies, Devolver wasn't there. You would think Devolver would have been there. And as far as tabletop is concerned, the only major people that showed up was Free League. Which, Free League is... I'll always look at Free League books. They're beautiful.
So yeah, you had a lot of interaction with them on the last one that you went to as well.
I did, yeah. They're really good people at Free League. So, and they're the ones that make Alien RPG. Any Year Zero stuff, they make it. So, what else happened? Oh, good fried dough. There was a fried dough vendor that made excellent fried dough. That being said, I think that's all I got for that. We do have some Kickstarters, so unless you have questions. I think I covered everything.
Yeah, no. I think you're very good with the coverage on it.
Right. Yeah, I was disappointed about that, but I could have ran a couple more. I could have done another session, but I was so angry with that one that I decided not to. Speaking of Free League, we have Corellos Great Dark RPG, which is a space sci-fi RPG. They have 15 days left, 15 days to go to back this project. And this is a Free League system. Yeah. Corellos, yeah, however you say it. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. We can't hear Mike. Oh, you can't hear Mike. Hold on, Mike. I hit the wrong button.
It's because Mike turned off his mic.
No, it's because Dave put you on. Dave clicked the wrong button. That's the reason.
Dave put Mike in a corner.
I did put Mike in a corner. So it's basically a dark sci-fi. Think Dune. That type of thing. But it looks beautiful because it's a Free League book. Yeah. I have not seen a Free League book that looks horrible. It's their own RPG. So I'm kind of interested in it. They already have Alchemy for it. Alchemy RPG tabletop. They're really getting some big names.
Yeah. That was a Kickstarter I remember backing when they first started. And then
yeah. Same here. I backed it too.
Really cool. I like what they're getting, but it's the whole paying for things.
Yeah.
Really cool. I really like them. I wish them a lot of luck. But constantly paying for things is what gets me.
I'm actually seeking out. I'm going to contact them this week, Alchemy RPG, and see what it takes to get my game onto their system.
Oh, yeah, to get your stuff out?
Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to try to make a deal with them. But yeah, so Corrales, it looks amazing. I'm not a big sci-fi guy. Well, I am, but I'm not in my RPGs, so I probably won't back this. Plus, I'm part of their media list, so chances of me getting a review copy is pretty strong.
Yeah.
But they've already made their goal by 3 folds, so we'll definitely get that taken care of. Another Kickstarter that I saw, just a minor, small one. It only has 3 days left to go. It's very small. Like, they've already met their goal, but their goal was only 216. It's just some dungeons, fully upped out with monsters and everything.
Looks like it's at like a conceptual level.
Yeah. So
for the monsters, just ideas.
Yeah, basically just ideas. You can get the apprentice version, which is 5 small dungeons. The veteran keep, which is 5 small dungeons and 3 mediums. Or the epic keeper, which includes the large catacomb dungeon. They're not very expensive. The epic keeper is £25. Which isn't super expensive. But they're very black and white focused. But it looks interesting, so I figured I'd share it.
Yeah.
Next one. God, my internet's running like junk. Monsters of Darkhelm, which is roughly about 150 different monsters for 5e, and they're all Eldritch based, so Eldritch horrors. It looks really cool. They have a package where you can get models and stuff for them. but they all look very disgusting and gross, like eldritch horrors are supposed to be.
Right.
On top of there's other things like item crafting, deadly conditions,
Yeah.
um, and they've already reached a lot of their stretch goals. So I would say if I was still running 5e, this would be right up my alley. But I don't run 5e anymore, so um, not really up my alley. Um,
Yeah, we've talked that. That's 5e is unfortunate. Well, not unfortunately. 5e is where my family is at, so
so
that's where
this
we
might be
go.
right up your alley. Get some eldritch horrors in there and scare the little kids.
It's hard to scare
um, but so they're different. They have a GM screen. They have add-ons that you can get on top of whatever their pledges are, which is digital core book,
them. Right.
core book plus all the add-ons, digital deluxe, which comes with like VTT type stuff.
Yeah. And
So
it's a lot of the usual that I've been seeing for digital just the thing or digital with the VTT of your choice
yeah,
or VTT choice
basically.
of options. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks really cool. It looked really interesting. Uh, this one looked interesting. This is Heroic, the role-playing game. It's a backer kit. It's basically DC Heroes. I don't know if you've back in
Yeah.
the day DC
Yeah, so
Heroes. Yeah,
that's a reach, yeah.
it's very similar to that, where it has like A, B, C, D columns, like extreme, excellent, not excellent.
Right.
Um,
Man, wasn't there a card game? Overpower. Sorry. The animations and the designs and stuff were making me think of the card game, not
oh,
the
okay.
RPG.
Um,
They had a CCG that was, I think, called Overpower.
but it looked interesting. Um, or you could just wait for my superhero game, which should be out in a couple years. Um, just saying, mine's going to be Darkwing Duck type style animals. Might be a little bit more interesting. Um, but it looked interesting. I won't lie. It has that DCC feel, which
Yeah.
makes me want to play it because I really liked the DC Heroes game. It was really well done. Um, they had a really good way of handling extreme powerful creatures with non-powerful creatures. Um, so, and the art's beautiful. Art is always an important thing. The mighty turtle. Oh, that's funny. Uh, they break down. Yeah, so that looks really cool. And the last thing I have isn't really a Kickstarter, but uh, um, I think it's Humble Bundle. Yeah, it is Humble Bundle. The best of Magpie Games. For
Oh,
35
Avatar.
$35, you can get everything I got in the Kickstarter of Avatar
Mm-hmm.
for less money, and you can
Yeah.
get the physical set, just like I have. Uh, so you can get the physical starter set,
Oh.
and then you can get all the boosters. You can get Root. You can get Bluebeard's Bride, and all the books that go with that. The Mask, New Generation. Fate
Wow.
Codex.
It's been a
So
minute since I've purchased anything on Humble Bundle.
it's $35. It's really good buy for
Yeah.
these items. So I figured I'd share because I'm tempted to do that even with not having a job. Because it's though I already own the avatar, so the only thing I'm really interested in is Root and the Bluebeard
Yeah.
bride and the mask. I'm
But the
kind of
avatar stuff, all the avatar stuff we got digital wise was all on Demiplay, no, right? I don't remember getting any just
no.
PDFs.
I got PDFs.
Did we? I'll have to
Yeah,
go look.
yeah. You got PDFs too. Um, but
Unfortunately, I get all this stuff that I want people to play, and then my kids never play. So it's like, oh, well, it was a good read. I enjoyed learning about it, the intricacies of the system.
I would love to play Avatar. I haven't had anybody interested in playing it yet. It's powered by the apocalypse. It's not.
Yeah.
So, but $35, you can get the physical copy. Shipping's not included, so you'd have to pay shipping. But still, it's well worth it. That's what I found for the week for deals.
Putting that one up here, and then we'll see.
But I got 66 days before my Kickstarter starts. I am not ready, Mike.
Yeah.
I am not close to ready. I have not found a printer. I have not found a distributor. But we'll get it all situated before starter, so that way I have a rough idea of what I'm supposed to charge people. Right now, I will say that for my 136-page book, I am looking at about $40 to $60 for the book. There's no way around it. It just that's what print cost is.
Yeah.
I'm looking at about if I have to do a minimum order of 750 books, and it's still about $4,000 to $5,000.
Wow.
So, yeah. So we're talking quite a bit of money. So, folks, if you want the book from my series, you might end up paying a little bit. But it will be. I am going to make it 8.5 by 11. The printer I'm looking at right now does hard case with a ribbon, so I'm going to try to get a ribbon in it.
Okay.
So like I'm trying to at least get something good out of
Right. For the price.
for the price. I think that's all I have. Unless you have anything that I forgot.
No. The only thing that I don't know if I'm ashamed to say I did it or not, but I ended up backing one of those. Remember we were talking about I think the one I talked about previously was the hologram, right? The little hologram that you were putting
Yeah,
on your. I can't think what it was called right now. Anyways, the one that I ended up backing was called the Doppel.
yes,
So
the Doppel
we'll
is the
see.
one I was thinking of.
So we'll see. It's more I like the idea. I like that concept. I would like to see where it goes from here. So it's a willingness to put money forward now, right, to try and help this technology move forward with that idea and then kind of go from there. But
Like I said, the only problem I have is it's like
the
this
size.
tall, and like it really needs to be like this tall.
Yeah.
Not this tall. It needs to be like because you can't use any of your your current structures and stuff like that for the table.
Yeah. Yep. Well, realistically, I would like to end up going to a full 3D table, anyways, not full 3D rendered table, right? So something like Tailspire. I think Tailspire's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. There's another one out there, not just Tailspire. It's not Ark and Forge. Anyways, It might actually be Arkenforge, but there's a VTT like that to build with and play with.
I have a couple
but
of
in order to
them.
do that, I have to have time.
I have
and that is what I don't have.
Tailspire is one that I have. Chrono Builder is another one that's 3D build.
What was that one called? Chrono Builder?
Chrono Builder? Chronos Builder. I'm sorry, Chronos Builder.
Okay.
And then I have Tailspire. RPG Engine is also a 3D based one. So those three are the ones that I have that are 3D based.
I'll take a look at that. Yeah, like I said though, I gotta have time. In order to be able to do all that, I gotta have time.
Oh, I'm gonna have plenty of time after this week to play with things.
We'll see. I got retirement coming up this summer, and I've been dropping resumes. My problem is that I'm dropping resumes now, but I'm realistically still like 3+ months out from retirement, or from potential retirement. So people can't hire right now based on that.
Right.
Which I understand, but I may have time. I may have time after that.
So, couple things. I am going to have a review of Ghostbusters for us next week.
Oh.
Also next week, the maker of Monsters of the Dungeon, Brave Darkness, his name is Andrew Cadwellwood, is going to be joining us for interview. This book is really amazing, and I promise I will get a PDF beforehand so we can take a look at it. But it's just this gorgeous, book. The only downside to it is it's printed by Drive-Thru RPG, so it's kind of muted in color. I can tell it's muted in color. This book makes me want to kind of go through RPG, but on the other hand, then I think, well, it's very muted in color. But there's really interesting monsters in here. Like this one, the Throne of Lies. It's just a throne. It's a large aberration, chaotic. It has a false appearance and it ensnares with lies. The throne chooses a creature within 30 feet to lie to, telling it reasons it must sit on it, and the target must make a DC Wisdom 13 saving throw or be forced to sit on the throne. The target's restrained and cannot speak. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its throne's turn. In addition, the target will begin to take 3 1d6 acid damage at the beginning of their turn when seated on the throne. After sitting on the throne, a creature is grappled. Until this grapple ends, the throne can't take any other actions on any other target. So there's interesting creatures like that, which aren't really creatures, but they are creatures, all at the same point. Like this one, the Portcullis, which is just a Portcullis, but a monster. So I can't wait to get him on because it will be interesting, cool. But so that will be next week. We have the quick starter guide, which is available on grimwood.games/starter. That's the quick starter guide for my system. If you want to take a look at that. We have coming up on the channel, we have Friday night, we have Grimwood City. So we'll get the gang back together for Grimwood City on Friday, and we'll have some hijinks then. And I'm going to be doing a lot more video game stuff on the channel. especially since I'm not working. I expect to do some video game stuff on during the day when I'm doing nothing. So look out for that. So we'll get together with Stellar Outcast and we'll play some video games because we're both unemployed right now. So we're gonna hang out and play some video games together. Besides that, that's all I got. In that case, let's see if we can't find somebody to raid it into. Somebody that's doing something. They're not going to be helpful.
I think I got my system doing way too much.
Let's go ahead. This is a one shot. Let's go join them. They're let's say hi to Sparkles Mindy and see what they're doing. I appreciate you guys all for being here, and thanks for stopping by, and thanks for coming back after I lost everything. I don't know. I'm gonna have to increase my internet, I think. Thanks, guys, and have a great night. And we are transferred out.